Family, family, family. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Welcome to another edition of T Love Talks. It's Mr. T Love himself. Hey, we got some stuff to talk about today, family. So let's get right into it. Let's go. T Love Talks. T Love Talks. T Love Talks. All right, family. What I want to talk about today with y'all is this Lori Lightfoot lady, Lori Lightfoot. She is now the new mayor of Chicago, family, and nobody's really been touching on this story too tough, but basically, one of her photos went viral after she won the mayor of Chicago. It's an image of her with her wife, I guess during the celebration speech or after the celebration speech, basically kissing in front of the whole world. You know, it was kids there, kids behind them. So I want to deal with that today. And we're going to take a deeper look into, is this the norm now for black people? Is this the norm? Is homosexuality, is this the norm? And I'm asking this question to all black people, but I really want to ask it to the church-goers, because apparently church-goers in Chicago is who got this lady into office. So, are we ready for gay female pastors? I'm just throwing it out there. You already starting to see the gay dude pastors pop up. You starting to see that on the internet now. And the reason why I'm asking that question is because, as far as I know, this is becoming a fad. Gay female mayors. So I'm in Atlanta right now. Before Keisha Lance Bottoms, who is the mayor now, it was Kasim Reed. Before Kasim Reed, it was a female gay mayor in Atlanta. Now, the difference between, the situation in Atlanta and Chicago, I want to deal with that. Okay, everybody knows Atlanta is supposed to be like the home of all the black gays. They pretty much say there's more gay blacks here in Atlanta than probably 5 metropolitan cities across the United States put together, okay? Let's just be clear. So for it to be a female lesbian mayor, that's not really surprising here in Atlanta. Now, as far as Chicago, as far as I know, because I got homies from Chicago, as far as I know, Chicago doesn't have a huge gay community like Atlanta does. So I'm sitting up here asking my question. So I'm sitting up here asking the question, okay, how did this lady become the mayor? So the actual story that spawned it from all of this, with her kissing her wife or whatever. It went in depth, and it talked about the fact that this lady campaigned through the black church. Okay, so we look at that because traditionally the black church has looked at homosexuality as a sin. And that hasn't been like, that just, preachers will call out, gay males, homosexual females, and, have a one-on-one with them. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain level of respect, as far as how that played out in the past. Now, you got a situation where pastors is putting a stamp of approval on the gay lifestyle now. So the premise is pretty much the pastor that supported Lori Lightfoot, and get this, his name was, let me get his name for you, because this just tripped me out. Pastor Willie Wilson. And if you Google Pastor Willie Wilson, you'll see, it'll say that he's a pastor, but it'll also say that he's a businessman. And that's the thing that kind of triggered me. Oh, he's a businessman. So he's an opportunist. He's an entrepreneur. Most businessmen are entrepreneurs. They're opportunists, okay? Not saying there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're in the business of guiding a broken people into a certain direction, and you've been put in that position of power, and you take that power and you leverage it, to gain success business-wise, opposed to, you trying to touch the people, reach the people, you know what I mean, get the people uplifting words and et cetera, what y'all do in the church, you know what I mean? So my thing is, man, when I look at this, and I want to know how y'all feel about this shit, man, because it seems like now it's getting to a point where black people have to be put on trial, because now we doing any and every goddamn thing. Niggas is just doing whatever that fit their pockets. And this Pastor Willie Wilson out of Chicago, he's showing us firsthand that all of that, the moral code of ethics or whatever that the Bible, the foundation, what it stands on, he's showing now that, hey, that don't really matter no more. We just gonna love all people. And then most of all, in the back of his head, you already know, because he's a businessman, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So by him giving his backing to Lori Lightfoot, what that tells you is there's some kind of financial gain for this man later on down the road. I don't know if he needs some more acres to start building some more stuff, add some more stuff onto his church. Excuse me, whatever it is though, he gonna get it, because that lady is now the mayor. Just some interesting facts that I wrote down. More than 2/3 of typical black congregation are women. So what you looking at when you're looking at a dynamic like this, family, I want y'all to just stay with me, right? 2/3 of the church is women. So now we at a place here in time where women, gay women, can go to the churches, and because we have all of these different Me Too, all the women empowerment, the feminist movements, this gives, gay, lesbian politicians leverage so they can go into church. It's specifically female, because that's what we're talking about right now. Go into the church where it's 2/3 women, and basically talk them into getting their vote, because there's a mutual relationship there with them, and they have a strong bond, which I'm not knocking that. And this is why shows like this need to be done, so brothers see that women are really sticking together. Black women are really sticking together. So brothers gonna have to stick together. And then another crucial aspect of this is she got the black vote from the black church. And not only is she the lady, you know, the new mayor, she's a black lesbian, Lori Lightfoot, but her wife is a Caucasian. So, man, this is heavy, man. This is heavy, family. This is heavy. This is heavy brainwashing that these people are doing on us. And I have my opinions, but, you know, shows like this, they need to be done so I can see what's going on in the family head. Because, like, you know, I grew up in the church. I don't subscribe to it anymore. You know, I found a higher level of spirituality, a higher level of systems that I use for my day-to-day, my growth. So, not knocking that, but we got to look at this, y'all. We really got to look at this. What else? Another fact. There are more women in seminary school than men now. It seems as if it's about to be a transfer of power. Because you basically got women in the higher levels of politics now, right? And they advancing way faster than the brothers. And we're dealing with the brothers right now. We're dealing with the brothers and the sisters. Let's be clear, family. So we got way more African American sisters that's advancing in politics than it is African American brothers. Let's just be clear on that. I don't know the exact numbers. But what's happening now is, even with this whole women are filling up the seminary schools. So now you have an aspect of it's okay, the preachers say it's okay to back a gay politician, female politician. So now you got a lot of these females going into seminary school. So obviously, you know, a few gay lesbian females going to slip through the seminary school. You know what I mean? So even though it's supposed to be not right, it's supposed to be a sin, they're going to slip through there. And right now it's supposed to be to where you don't have, most doctrines, American doctrines, they don't have women in leadership inside of the church. But you can see where that's probably going to change shortly here. Because now you have a higher increase in females going to the seminary school. Which like I said, will ultimately be a higher statistic of lesbian females going to the school. Which will ultimately be a bigger chance that once one of these lesbians finish seminary school, she's going to go off, start her own church, and then the possibility of her having an all-lesbian church or something like that is going to come into play. So, and then eventually, you know, the New Testament will be changed. So it's like, family, it's like, where do we cross the line at? Where do we cross the line at? I mean, the conversation has to be had because it's done got to the point where the message that they're running off of is, this is the message that they're running off of. I don't care about who you in the bed with as long as you got good policies. But see, that's the thing, family. That's a part of who you are. Who you in the bed with. That's just like, you know what I'm saying? That's just like, you know, me sleeping with Bonnie from Bonnie and Clyde. She like to rob banks, kill people. But if I'm this, you know, upstanding person, and come on, y'all not getting the psychos, the trigonometry they using, like, you know what I mean, like these politrictions, you know what I'm saying? Instead of politicians, politrictions, you know what I'm saying? It's like y'all not getting this. It's becoming to a point, family, where Lori Lightfoot, she gonna be pretty much like the face of churches and politics. Lesbian women, they taking over, family, and they doing it slowly but surely. And you got pastors that's freaking giving they stamps on this now. I mean, what is it? What is it? Are y'all approving of this? Or, I mean, what else I got on this job? Again, that's the thing that they're using to promote this. I can care less who you date as long as your policies are righteous by the people. But that's the thing, though. How can the policies be righteous by the people if you already going against the first policy of nature, which is male and female? So if you can't follow that first law or that first policy of life, male and female, then how do you expect to lead us in policies for the community? And that's what happened. That's what she ran off of. She ran off of blacks being, mistreated. I guess police brutality, blacks getting gunned down in Chicago. That's what she ran off of. So she ran off of the plight of, black people in this country being mistreated. And that's how she won. But at the same time, she used a manipulative type of, running strategy. Because it's like, I don't care who you sleep with, but, it's about these policies. But at the end of the day, family, y'all want this lady to do something to change the system. But at the end of the day, I mean, she can't even change herself. Well, should I say she's changed herself? I'm not going to stay on this too long, family. I want y'all feedback, though. I really want y'all feedback on this one right here because it's crazy, man. It's crazy. What y'all think? Would you go to a church that had a female lesbian pastor? I mean, I'm asking the people that's into the church like that. A lot of people is waking up now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is not. They doing their research. They going back in history, and they seeing where a lot of these things derive from. They seeing the correlation between these scriptures in the Bible and older scriptures that were written before the Bible was written, older texts that actually, some of these texts they even got off of ancient Sanskrit, off of walls that were been there thousands, tens of thousands of years before there was even a Bible. So we have to really look at these things, family, and we have to see, like, what's the direction we going? Are we following the direction of what this new society, this new age is doing, this new world order? Are we following that? Are we just, okay, cool, no problem? I mean, clearly, Pastor Willie Wilson, he didn't have a problem with putting his stamp of approval by getting the first gay black female mayor in Chicago. He didn't have a problem with that. That was cool with him. Even though it goes against the doctrine of, Christianity in that Baptist realm, he still gave it a stamp. So the question is we finna keep giving y'all preachers the stamp of approval? Because black men, we're going to have to start holding some of these jokers accountable. if they not really for the people and they doing ill shit like this by, obviously understanding that it's some type of business game for this pastor, for him to help this lady get into the office. Because if it wasn't some type of game for this businessman / pastor, why would he help if it goes completely against the doctrine? It makes no sense. But it does make sense if they're using pastors like this to move forward an agenda that the white man has always had up his sleeve. And that's to continue to destroy the minds of our people. We're insane now. We're insane. We live in America, and the majority of us are insane. Anything that our former oppressor tells us, we go with. So not only do we have to recognize that we've dealt with over 400 or 500 years of slavery, physical slavery, now we're in a process of mental slavery, to where they can keep giving us things and telling us these things are okay. And we believe it because this was once the person that controlled our 24 hours in a day. Dang. Another man that controls another man's 24 hours in a day. Dang. The most righteous entity on the planet. The melanated being, the black man and the black woman. Can you imagine? And then after 50 years of being free, we walk amongst everybody else like look at us. We did it. You beat us down for 400 or 500 years, and now we're walking right beside you. We're in the presidency. It's like, it's over, y'all. It's time to stop it. It's time to stop it. These agendas that keep our people in these traumatized places. Traumatized up here, family. It's crazy now. Everybody want to do what the white man is say cool to do. And I understand it can be blamed on a lot of things. The food. I mean, it's a lot of things, man. The oppression, the constant oppression. But I don't want to get too far off. The writer in this story, he made a great point. He said, this is a beautiful contradiction. The one that I initially, the story that my brother sent, the writer, that's what he said. He said, this is a beautiful contradiction. Because it is. You got church, gay, lesbianism, pastor, all in the same sentence working together. Y'all weak, black folks. Y'all done fell for it. Y'all weak. Anything these Europeans give us, y'all just fall right for it. And I mean, obviously this guy, he's a prominent preacher in that area. So, I mean, what's going to happen the next year? In the next year, he going to keep influencing other pastors. And before you know it, it's going to be, the assistant pastor going to be a lesbian female in your church. They already the mayors of major cities, major black cities. What y'all doing, black people? What y'all doing, people? Did I have any more points on this shit? I mean, if you want to Google her wife, I haven't did much research on the wife, Lori Lightfoot's wife. Her wife's name is Amy, get this, Ishelman. So the wife, again, last name is Ishelman. Man. And if you get a good look at that picture, then you see why. I guess that name is fitting. Just some other facts about this judge. What else? She was a former federal prosecutor. I mean, I don't know, family. We keep trying to figure out why the kids leaving the church. Maybe because the church has left the children. I'm finna get out of here, fam. I just had to drop this. Please, man, y'all leave your comments. Tell me what y'all think about this. I may even do a part 2 about this with some guests chime in. But y'all already know what it is, man. This T-Love Talks. Y'all know I'm always telling you to do what you love. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep bringing y'all that fire content every time. So peace and love, family. I'm out.